sage the place, grace it with more good energy that it already has. Got some godly presence up in here. Yo, this flight was 30 minutes. We all know why most men come to Colombia, but I'm going to show you a different side. Let me take you to the countryside of Colombia. Now, I just arrived to my cabin, like 32 minutes away from Medellin Airport. Man, it's just surrounded by nature. Now, let me show you. Right here, got my jacuzzi right there. I'm gonna get in there later. I gotta turn the gas on. Got my little resting area down there. Relax. Here's my view. A view from the cabin. Just strictly surrounded by nature. And you see behind me. Got my book, reading. Now let's step into my oasis. Wow. Let me cut the light on. The bed right there looks very comfortable. All I got what I need: refrigerator, sink, microwave, shower, bathroom, all that. Man, this is what I call peace. This is what I call peace. I am grateful, man. Grateful. Come out here to dedicate to writing in a book, writing for a book. You know, do some content, astrology stuff, history of Colombia, and yeah. Now I'm about to settle in, relax for a minute, and I'll holler at you in a minute. Got some godly presence up in here. And this dude is still on me. He just flew all the way. Really? Wow. I don't know, my mother calling me. Hello?
Hey, you checked in yet?
Oh yeah, man. This is beautiful.
Oh, I'm in the house.
Okay, I wish you said your WhatsApp not working. I'll call you and FaceTime you and show you.
Oh, I think it is.
All right, let me try right quick. Okay?
Want me to hang up?
Yeah, I'm gonna call you.
Okay,
All right, bye. That's my mama. Let's see. Where we at? Calls. A video. Let's see if she pick up.
All right.
Hey, I'm actually recording. I'm recording, so you on camera. But
Oh, yeah?
okay, this jacuzzi is not hot yet. So I've been plotting and planning to do ice cold baths. I'm about to practice. I was gonna practice with cold showers, but I'm about to just hop in this. Whew. Oh. Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. I'm a G. I'm a G. Oh. 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 Okay. Here are some cold plunge bath benefits. I'm fine. It improves the heart health. In a 2016 review, researchers noticed several studies that suggested cold plunging or cold water therapy can boost blood flow, reduce heart rate, and improve overall cardiovascular health. It also improves metabolism. The same 2016 review suggests that cold plunges may have beneficial effects on metabolism and body fat, including a reduced risk of metabolic diseases and reduced body fat. It also reduces pain. And there's a reason ice baths has been recommended for sore muscles for generations. And according to a 2022 review, numerous studies have shown that cold water therapy can reduce swelling, lessen the perception of pain in the body, and speed muscle recovery. It also will boost your mood. There's a wealth of research to suggest that a cold plunge therapy and a temporary mood boost that may extend to long-term mental health benefits, including reduced anxiety and depression. It also improves insulin sensitivity. According to a 2022 review, numerous studies have shown that voluntary cold water exposure can improve insulin sensitivity and reduce insulin resistance. And of course, it strengthens your immune system. In a 2016 study on cold showering, which has been shown to have similar impact to cold plunging, researchers found the practice may improve the immune system of otherwise healthy adults. Showering in cold water for at least 30 seconds resulted in a 29% reduction in sick days in participants. By comparison, regular physical activity resulted in a 35% reduction in sick leave. And it also reduced inflammation. Cold plunges have been heavily associated with reduced inflammation. Since high inflammation is associated with a number of chronic conditions, this could potentially help stave off disease. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Medellin, Colombia. Let's, do an ancestor call. Sing out to the birds and the gods before me. Beautiful afternoon to you. Smell that? Just the fresh air. fresh air in a new city, new country, hugging the trees. Hear the chickens crocking. Man, grateful. So right now I'm in Medellin, Colombia, chilling. Obviously by the name, it's kind of common sense. Colombia, Christopher Columbus. Well, yeah. Colombia was named after colonizing bigot. I can go on and on. Christopher Columbus. And he ain't even stepped foot on Colombian land. His colleague is the one who stepped foot. And one thing that just baffles me is just like, you know, Colombia got its independence. But how do you have full independence and you still named after a Spaniard, European colonizing? Why do you still have the name? That's with any country that's named after colonizers. That's with any state, city, country, school. That's like with HBCUs, like you're named after racist white people. Like how, dog? Like, you're not free. You're not free. No. It just really blows me. People don't understand how deep colonization is, where one of the first names for Colombia was New Granada. And Granada is a city in Spain because it was colonized and conquered by Spaniards. Christopher Columbus from Spain. And even other, like all of the islands, Caribbean islands, like the country, the Caribbean island, Grenada. Grenada's, Columbus was there in like 1498 or something like that. And come on, man, it's like how do you leave that name when it comes from rape and pillage and racism and bigotry and wiping out your whole entire world, your village? How do you keep that name? I don't get that, man. I don't get that. A name is powerful. So it's like you still holding on to this name. This person still reigns over your country like a god. Still got some control. So, and Colombia went through several names. Yeah, went through like New Granada, then Grenadine Confederation, then United States of Colombia, and it changed its name to Republic of Colombia in 1886, which Panama was separated from Colombia in 1903. So, because Panama and Colombia were one country, and that's what New Granada was. It was Colombia and Panama. So that is all of the names that Colombia have adopted, still keeping the colonizer's name, Colombia. I just don't get it. And Colombia was originally part of the Viceroyalty of New Granada, right? And which was established by the Spanish in 1499. And the country gained independence from Spain in 1819. It's quite mind-blowing that Christopher Columbus didn't even step foot on this turf that I'm sitting on right now. But his friend, Alonso de Ojeda, he was the first European, to land on Colombia's Atlantic coast in 1499. So why wasn't it named after him? Why wasn't it named Ojeda, or however you pronounce his name? But, Christopher Columbus was the big shot. He was the one that was funded by the king and queen of Spain. So, So who were the first inhabitants of Colombia? Well, the first inhabitants were migrating members of the Mesoamericans who established themselves in the area c. 1200 BC, followed by two other waves, c. 500 BC, and the third one between 400 and 300 BC. Then the group of Arawak came from southern South America. Then the third wave of migrating groups, the Caribs, established in the lower lands and pushed the Mesoamericans to the mountains. And the southern areas of present-day Colombia were also part of the Inca Empire, which is Peru. So, and by the 16th century, the Chibchas were divided into two main groups. There were two main tribes that were socially and economically developed at the time of the Spanish arrival, the Muisca and the Tirona. And both were within the Chibcon nations. Have you ever heard of El-Dorado? I'm sure you have. Who haven't? Well, it represents, you know, a city of gold. There's plenty of movies and cartoons about it. But on a quest for gold and resources and the discovery of the mythical city, El Dorado, the Spanish built their first permanent settlement in Santa Marta and then Cartagena shortly after. And the high-powered weaponry of the conquistadors just easily overpowered the indigenous tribes who tried to resist, right? But by 1549, the region was declared a Spanish colony with Bogotá as its capital. And back then, Colombia included modern-day Venezuela, Ecuador, and Panama. You know, the Spanish never did find El Dorado, but they did come up on some crazy gold. And it was an estimated of 639 million worth of gold that was mined from Colombia from the conquest until 1886. And, you know, the Spanish spent that money on cathedrals, of course, because of religion, and big mansions and stuff like that. And having the indigenous tribes as their slaves for labor. But outbreaks of, you know, these European deadly diseases wiped out the indigenous communities, and that reduced the labor force, right? But, you know, the Spanish sorted out worker shortage by sending ships of slaves from Africa, setting up in Cartagena as the Caribbean's most important slave trading port. Yeah, and obviously, with that said, you should know what comes next, because over time, the three racial groups, the Europeans, Africans, and indigenous Colombians, began to intertwine, right? And that creates the mulattoes of Colombia. You know, it's crazy, man, how the Spaniards just came and colonized all of the islands, and just, boy, it's like after almost 300 years of Spanish subjugation, the native populace decided to make an organized stand, though. Now, you know what I love to do, talk about the rebels of these countries. Now, Simon Bolivar, this guy is called the Liberator. With that name, you know you done started some shit. So Bolivar had already spent like a decade fighting the Spanish in his native town, Venezuela. And now his army of 2,500 men stomped across the flood-swept plains of Los Llanos. He didn't want to stop and lose this advantage, so he took his men over the frozen mountain pass of Paramo de Pispa. And they can march on their way to stop the Spanish conquistadors from reaching Bogotá, right? And on August 7th, 1819, Bolivar's men successfully blocked these fools, blocked the Spanish troops. And the legendary Boyaca ended with the royalists surrendering after 2 hours. And, you know, finally, Bolivar marched into Bogotá without resistance. And, you know, although the fighting continued for several more years, the day became recognized as a definitive moment Colombia gained its independence. But, you know, how are you free if you still named after a colonizer and stuff like that? But, you know, in 1819 marked the formation of a new independent republic known as Gran Colombia, made up of Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, and Ecuador. But that achievement was kind of short-lived, the Gran Colombia achievement. It was like a bitter rivalry between the two leaders, simmering. Regional tension soon saw Bolivar's vision of united Latin America swiftly disintegrating because in 1828, in an attempt to hold on to the power, Bolivar appointed himself dictator. But you know, he had to resign in 1830, by which time Venezuela and Ecuador had succeeded from Gran Colombia. And that left Colombia in a kind of messed up state. And no less than 7 civil wars broke out between, what, 1851 and 1891. And much of the conflict is due to antagonism between the country's two political parties, man. You know, politics just ruin the world as usual. Grand rising from the chickens and the birds. Toothpaste, no fluoride. No fluoride. All herbal. The biggest mistake once you wake up is grab your phone and aimlessly scroll on social media. You have to set a spiritual routine to ground yourself before you go out into this world. And once you do that, tell me the difference in your moods throughout the day. Divine rising to you all. Drink my tea, do some yoga. You hear the cows. Grand rising. Okay, that was box breathing. Inhale 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds. Hold it 4 seconds. 444, 12, the sacred number. And I do it 9 times because 9 is the number of completion. But new beginnings at the same time. So now, I do some kinetic yoga stretches. Let's touch our toes, legs straight. Now some Egyptian kinetic yoga poses. They fighting. Now, I done my yoga, all of that. Let's walk around. Let's go up. Let's walk up. Got my shoes on, my hiking shoes. So, see right here, all over here, it's like they building more cabins and stuff. Yeah. You see right there? We walk the off-beaten path. If you walk the beaten path, you just do what everybody else do. And you can't change the world that way. Everybody swear they're different, right? But do everything that society does. Do everything the government advises. But here's a piece of information. Look around. Look throughout history. Only nonconformists change the world. When the crowd go right, we go left. The right wing is the governmental way. The left wing is the rebellion way. We all born with a purpose. It's polarity, it's duality. This is a moment of shower meditation. Whatever worries you have in life, envision it going down the drain. This peppermint smell more fragrancy. This is super duper strong. Let me use peppermint today. That's it. That's the deodorant. Get some Florida water. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am in Medellin, Bubble Sky Glamping. Now let me show you around right quick. This is the bubble. I go inside here. Hold on, look at the view behind me though. Now, you can see inside my bedroom from right here. Beautiful, comfortable. You know, hot tub right there. Got the hammock back there. Got the bed you can lay on out there. And my little kitchen. Man, it's my outfit for the day. You know, matching the dark tan with this, with the light tan with the pants. Come on, man. I don't go by these trends when they say, you know, Mr. Put It On, but I'm an originator of that. That's what I'm known for. Mr. Best Dress since elementary. Behind me, this is my bedroom. Bubble Sky. Jake Gyllenhaal, Bubble Boy. But within society, when it comes to the truth, I am the pen that likes to burst the bubble for people who love to live in a falsehood. Never trap yourself in a bubble. Learn to adapt. Think outside the bubble. This bird just woke me way up. Loud as a mother. Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow starlings. I'm just coming to say Happy New Year, Happy Spring Equinox, and may you bloom and blossom with this season. Love. Pardon me as I relax. Happy Spring Equinox. I bless this bubble. So, right now, I'm just chilling, waiting to check into my other room. Gotta wait till like 3. She'll go ride his bike, but I'm about to just walk around. Walk around for a little bit. This guy said to me, every time I see you, you look younger and younger. What do you be doing? Well, It is around 12:40. It's raining hard. And my throat is kind of like stuffy, like not heavy breathing, but just like I need some mullet. But I got some peppermint tea, and yeah, just chilling. My bed, just chilling, drinking my tea. It might have been something in that pizza that, triggered like, yeah. Because I grew up with asthma, right? So I know the feeling of like wheezing and deep breathing. And also it could have been that hike up that damn hill from when I went to go get the pizza. I ain't never breathed that hard in my life. Yo, so I don't know, but just about to do the job. But anyways, sweet dreams. Hope y'all have a good time in the fourth dimension. Astral travels. Man, it's my first time like showering in nature during this trip. Amazing. Paradise. Divine rising to you all. I am sitting here. Just took a fresh nature shower. As you see, my bubble, the boy in a plastic bubble. I called my mom yesterday and, was showing her the area. And she mentioned that movie. It's a John Travolta movie. And I know the Jake Gyllenhaal Bubble Boy movie. But I never heard of the boy in the plastic bubble. So, now I'm about to, I'm just chilling, man, having my rising tea. Rising with the sun. Last night, it was raining very hard, thundering. And usually, I sleep to water sounds, to ocean sounds and rain sounds. And to not have it playing on my phone while I'm sleeping through the real nature way. So grateful for it, man. So grateful for it. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. So no complaints. I am just grateful to live the life that I live, to have the purpose that I have. So, what a beautiful day. 2-day fasting, 2-day liquid fasting as spring start. That's how I normally do when spring start. I'll be start the green juicing, watermelon, and all of that. Coconut water fasting. So now I just got, my water and making my teas. Yeah, man, got to start the new year right. It's crazy. I just don't understand, man. How places just keep the names of the colonizers that named them, like Christopher Columbus and his crew, the Spaniards going to all of these islands, West Indies and all of that. And they naming places as they discover them. And it's like, once these countries get their independence and all of that, change that shit. Like, because look who named it. Like, look, these people raped and killed everything. Oh, man, spiritual awakening is a bitch, for real, because that's what makes you want to decolonize your mind. And these countries and these people and these places haven't decolonized their minds. They still under the spell of the colonizers. So, man, I'm on my 47th hour right now, because I started like 7 something. Last time I ate was like 7 something on Wednesday. And it is Friday, 6 p.m. right now. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm waiting for pizza, man. I'm about to crush that mother. See, right now, I'm finishing my pizza from last night. I need to find a way to, I got a whole another big ass box. Man, I gotta put some shit in a plastic bag, take back to Bogotá. But, Medellin, thank you so much. El Retiro, thank you for allowing me to accompany you in this oasis in the jungle. A different experience. I always wanted to glamp all by myself, and this was amazing, man. Working on stuff, peace. Man, I am grateful. I am grateful. Never, this is taking a shit in the woods. Oh, man.
Any assistance, press the call button will be ready to assist you. Pueden soportar.
Divine Rising. Behind me is Lake Guatavita, which is the story of El-Dorado, which is the origins of the story of El-Dorado. Last night, I was so sick because I slept with the air on the night prior. And it was kind of windy yesterday night. So, man, I couldn't breathe. I was sneezing. But I was so determined to heal myself, the healer that I am. And I can breathe now. I'm fine. This slight nose running, but I'm fine. I am fine. It's a Muisca statue. We are here in the presence of Chía, Lake Guatavita, and the story of El-Dorado. And let me talk about El-Dorado a little bit. It's a mythical city of gold. I'm not even gonna say mythical, but it's labeled as that. It's somewhere supposedly located in South America. And the king of this city was said to be so rich that he would cover himself from head to toe in like gold dust, either daily or on a certain ceremonial occasions before diving into a sacred lake to like wash it off. And the legend was first recorded in the 16th century by, Spanish colonists in the Americas. And they referred to the king as El Dorado, which means the golden one. And that's how the city got that name. And in Bogotá, the airport is called El Dorado. So, yeah. This is a sacred place where they did like, indigenous sacred rituals to honor her, Chía. This is Chía, the moon goddess of Lake Guatavita. Chimney Gagwa, the supreme being and creator of the universe, which represented the concept of light and was responsible for creating the sun, the moon, and the stars. Chimney-Gagwa was universally a good god and represented the only light that existed when it was nighttime. Chimney-Gagwa showed the importance of her gods Chía, the moon, Sue, the sun, and Kuchavira, the rainbow. Don't poop on me now. This is Aries season behind me. The black sheep and his crew. He trying to get away from his family, but they keep following him. That's what happens with the black sheep. It'd be hard for people to escape their families, but you gotta escape one day, player. You gotta escape. Oh, look at the bird. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't got no food for you. Colombia was my first trip that I planned based on astrocartography. And if you don't know what astrocartography is, it is basically locational astrology, when your birth chart shows you places where you will thrive in the world based on your ascendant sign, descendant sign, and IC and MC signs. They are basically the special places with personal energy vortex personally designed for you by the cosmic creator. And I would just say this, my placements were 100% accurate. Man, one of my greatest trips. Once again, thank you, Colombia.